So you want to move to Thailand, but everybody needs money, of course, right? If you are working right now in America and maybe you're planning on changing industries or maybe doing the same thing when you get to Thailand, there are going to be quite a few things that are different. Some of them not too big a deal, but a few of the differences might get you thinking. How's it going, guys? I hope everybody is doing well, and welcome back to Tempus TV and another video. Now, I understand that not everybody planning on coming to Thailand might be working online, or maybe they're not retired just quite yet. So I'm sure at least a few of you will need a job when you get here. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over a few of the major differences that I've noticed about working in Thailand compared to working in America, especially. Some of them are very stark differences, some of them not too big of a deal, and we will also go over a few things that are the same. Let's do it. And our final 2 points are probably gonna be the biggest contrast of differences between working in America and working in Thailand. And really, they're kind of the 2 most important things when it comes to what you're doing for work. Time and money. I mean, in all honesty, probably the 2 most important things in life, right after tacos and dancing girls. So to learn what to expect when it comes to hours and how much you're getting paid for those hours, make sure you stick it out through the whole video, or if you just wanna kick my analytics in the nuts, feel free to just skip ahead. So the first major difference, and one thing that you're definitely gonna have to get squared away and know about before you get here if you are planning on getting a job in Thailand, that has to just do with the availability of jobs. Of course, if you're a foreigner coming to Thailand and you're planning to work, you will need to get a work permit to make sure you're all legit. But in Thailand, there are entire industries and positions that are reserved for Thai nationals. AKA, you're not gonna be able to come here and work those jobs if you want the proper visa. Now, I know quite a few people that kind of wiggle around this. I wouldn't recommend it. One thing you're gonna need to do if you're planning on maybe changing industries or getting a different type of job, or even if you're planning on doing the same thing in Thailand, of course you need to double check and make sure that those jobs are available for you. Now, a lot of the time, most of these ones that are kind of reserved for Thais are more of the entry-level jobs, I guess you could say. Any type of trade work, construction, hospitality, things like that. Most of those are gonna be reserved for Thais. But if you're planning on coming to Thailand and picking up some extra bartending shifts to kind of fill in the gaps, you're not gonna be able to do that. Now, number 2 is one that I honestly kind of enjoy. It's one of the things that is different about working in Thailand that I think is a good thing, really. That is how in America, you know how we kind of have that live to work culture. It's kind of dying out a little bit, but still a lot of the times when you're meeting somebody for the first time in America, one of the first questions is always like, what do you do? Where do you work? It definitely kind of seems like fewer Thais kind of identify a big part of who they are by what they do for work. Essentially, a lot of the time, it's just a job, which is honestly how I've kind of always looked at stuff, even in America. When you come to Thailand, it's definitely not anywhere near as big of a deal. I think out of all the Thai people that I've met, only 1 or 2 really asked me what I did for work. So that's one of the major differences that I really enjoy. If you're used to working in a job where systems are a thing, you have a certain way of doing things, Thailand has a different way of doing essentially everything. So when you get here, even if you're in the same position, doing the same type of work, it's very fair to say that the systems are gonna be a lot different. They're just gonna have different ways of accomplishing goals and distributing work. Even the hierarchy, certain positions have different responsibilities. And just all in all, the systems and kind of just how everything works, even if you're doing the same type of work, is probably gonna be a lot different. Now, a major one that caught me off guard at first, I mentioned it briefly in a video months ago and got torn apart in the comments because apparently this is kind of how it is in most places in the world, Europe especially. But guys, I don't know that. I'm American. I've only worked in America. And that is, it's pretty much standard to get paid once a month in Thailand. I'm sure for a lot of people, this isn't gonna be a very big deal, but if you're American and you've been working for bi-weekly pay your entire life, you've probably gotten used to budgeting around that. Now when that gets switched to once a month, if you're a person like me who has trouble budgeting in general, it's gonna be a big difference. Now, like everything else we talk about, this isn't every single job, of course. And especially if you're working for a foreign company or maybe an American company that has a base in Thailand, of course, it's gonna be much more likely to be like home. Now we get into the nitty-gritty, the things that will more than likely be a lot different than what you're used to if you're coming from the States. And one of those is just hours or holidays, anything like that. Just essentially how much you can plan to be working per month. Now in America, our weekends are kind of sacred, so the whole Monday through Friday thing is very common. In Thailand, not so much. A lot of places you can expect to work 6 days a week. I have some Thai friends that only get 3 days off a month. Now, of course, this depends on where you're working, what you're doing. It can vary quite a bit, but in general, you can expect to work some more hours than you might be used to. And then when it comes to holidays, Thailand seems to have much more national holidays than we do in America, but it is completely normal for most businesses to be open on the holidays. I was really surprised that they kind of do Christmas pretty big here. It's not like in America where if you need to go get something or you want to go eat, it's a nightmare to find a place. Everything's open on Christmas. Obviously, no Thanksgiving. So days off for holidays might not be as frequent. But the real question, if you're working more hours, how much you're getting paid for those hours. Now, if you're looking for a job here and you're comparing salaries, which you should be, just make sure that you're comparing it against other Thai salaries. If you're comparing it to your salary in America, you're probably gonna be a little shocked, if not disappointed. It's probably a safe bet that if you're going for the same position you had in America, that you're more than likely gonna get paid less in Thailand for doing the same thing. But relax, relax, breathe. Now, of course, in Thailand, the cost of living is much cheaper. So who's not to say that you might be making less than you did in America, but it's very possible that for less money, your quality of life could be higher here. So if you are doing any comparisons, make sure you look up what the average salary is, do a budget of what things are gonna cost you here, and then go from there. So if you are planning on getting a job in Thailand, it's safe to say there's gonna be quite a few things that are different. If you can get a competitive salary and you can wrap your mind around maybe working some more hours, then I would say go for it. And who knows, maybe if you can't work the same job here that you could at home, that'll let you get into another position that you might like more. If you would like to learn a little bit more about the cost of living in Thailand, feel free to click the video that will be on screen right now. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next video.